Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to be giving you an easy smoky eye fall makeup tutorial. I get a lot of questions on how to do a smoky eye. Smoky eyes can be sometimes a little heavy, but the beauty of a smoky eye like this is that it's easy. Anyone can create it, and it's subtle and it looks so nice on every eye shape look depending on what you're doing with your makeup. Now, it went a little bit fuller in coverage today with foundation, but I packed some major pigment punch with the products that I'm using. So if you're looking to amp it up a notch for fall and come in with these really nice, brown shades, but that are clean, then you have found it here today. So without further ado, let's get into my full makeup tutorial. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so that every time a video goes live, you'll get a notification. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let's get into it. Okay, so first and foremost, you know that skincare is always top on my list. I already toned my skin, I washed it, and I'm gonna go in with maybe 1.5 pumps of the Virage moisturizer that I use. You guys know how much I love this one. And then I am going to put 1 drop of frankincense to my moisturizer. That's part of my morning skincare routine always. I think, have a video on my AM skincare routine, but if you want an updated one, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to put that together for you guys. The reason why I put frankincense is my moisturizer because it's great for cellular repair. You can also check out my full skincare must-haves, and that'll go over a lot of stuff that, I'm discussing right now. I'll put a link down below for that as well. With the eye cream, I go in with the one from doTERRA. I like it because of the ingredients that it has, and it's light, and it's not too thick. The reason why I don't like a thick moisturizer is because I find that it doesn't allow the product to adhere to the eye properly, and you'll get a lot of slipping and sliding. Then I always take my rose quartz roller. You guys know I love this, and I have a whole video on that. I'll link it down below. I just love doing this for lymphatic drainage, and I feel like it sets the tone for my whole application. I love what it does for the healing of the skin, and you guys can check out that video. So I'm going to start by applying concealer to my eyelids as the base, and I'm going to go in with the Hynt concealer. This is in the shade medium. So for the eyeshadow look, I'm going to start with this Hynt Sweet palette, okay? This palette comes with 3 colors. It's in the shade SP02 Sweet Canyon. Start with the first shade here, the lighter one. All right, I'm going to take this and a fluff brush, and I'm going to apply it to my entire lid. This is going to set the concealer in place, so therefore when you're applying everything else, it has a great base. Next, I'm going to take this matte brown shade right here with the tapered brush. I'm going to tap gently into that, and I'm going to apply it to my crease. And what I like to do is keep blending this area right here, because that's going to create definition for the smokiness. It's okay if you're using the same shade, but this just creates a little bit of depth. Take that fluff brush again, go back in, and then just diffuse it again. Now, to just create this subtle smoky look, I'm just going to take this next shade right here, and I'm going to apply that to the entire lid. That's all you're going to need is 2 colors, okay? It's a little shimmery, and I'm just going to pack it on. Take a little bit of a brown eyeliner, and I'm just going to apply it to the top and then buff that out. You typically don't even have to use eyeliner for this. You could just pack on a lot of mascara, and the eye look will be completed. But for those of us that want a little more, you can go with an eyeliner, and instead of making it super defined, just gently follow the line of the lash, and then you're going to smoke it out by buffing it out a little bit. Mascara's next. I'm going to take the Hynt Beauty Mascara. I like this because it gives me volume and it looks natural, and they look very fluttery, fluffy, my lashes, when I use this. So I like to pack this mascara on so that it gives me that volume, and I'll just show you how I do it. So I take it at the base of my lashes and I pull all the way up, and that's it. So for foundation, I'm going in with the CoverFx Powerplay foundation. I have the shade in N40. I tried a couple shades before I decided to go with the neutral 40 because it was the one that matched me perfectly, well, close to perfect. G40 was a little too yellow for me, so I went with that one. So the thing with this foundation though is it's going to give you that full matte vibe, but you cannot apply this with a beauty blender because it's not going to do the foundation any justice. So with the foundation like this, I think because of the ingredients and also for the fact that the consistency on how it's such a nice matte foundation, it does not do well with a sponge. So my advice is to go with a dense foundation brush. This one that I have is the F82 round Kabuki from Sigma. Otherwise, you can always use the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe brush. I'm going to start, I have this little drop right here. I'll bring it like this, and then work my way around if I have to add more. So I like to stipple my foundation on. You guys can do it any way you like, but I find that it really adheres to the skin so much better when I do it like that. And then I'll buff it in. And it offers really nice coverage. Okay, so foundation is on. I'm not going to touch my concealer. Typically what I like to do is I like to let my foundation settle on the skin and then go in with my concealer. But because this is such a really nice matte finish foundation, you don't really have to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's my normal routine. So I am going to go in with brows next, okay? Now, I am going to be using the eyebrow definer from Hynt Beauty. I am absolutely loving it. This is in the shade Taupe. And I really, from a makeup artist perspective, I love the consistency on this definer. I'm not such a huge fan of brow products that are in the, container, the creams, because I don't find that, I sometimes find they're too pigmented, but I'm really enjoying this one a lot. So what I typically do, as you guys know, if you watch some of my other brow tutorials, because I have like a crazy shape of a brow, I'll show you guys what I do. I kind of structure my brow and shape it the way I want. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and fill in where I see that it's sparse. So you can see like my hairs are just absolutely crazy. So I'm going to take a little bit of this on the brush and I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to start from underneath here first, just to bring it up and over. Because I'm really sparse in here, it's best that I do that first, just to give that definition. And then I'm gonna go, I always start after that right up here. As you know, I don't like my brows too structured, so I like to just fill them in. I don't like them when they're super sharp, like that square boxy Instagram brow. It's really not my thing. So my brows are done. We're gonna go back in with the concealer now. And this is super pigmented, so I always take my ring finger, and what I like to do is start just a couple taps and press that in to the under eye area. So this way it really holds its place because it's pigmented and it's gonna brighten under the eye as well. So you see how nice? This is very dark and this gets brighter here. Let's go in and cover this. With a foundation like this, you really don't need a powder because it's so matte and it stays in its place. Well, I'm just going to go in with this Radiance Boosting Powder from Hynt Beauty, and I like it because it'll just kind of set it and it just looks really nice on the skin. I'm going to go in, tap that over. So I want to add some definition and some, obviously, a little bit more matte. Stay with something that is in the bronze family, but a matte bronze. I'm going to go in with this from CoverFx. This is their bronzer. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is called Suntan Bronze. So you have a bronzer and a highlighter. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap gently because it is very pigmented, and I'm going to start up here to just build this area up. Because it's this fall vibe, I like it with this shade. It gives a nice like brown shade to match what's going on with the lids. I am typically a monochromatic person. I like to kind of like match, but you don't necessarily have to do that. But this bronzer is really nice, really pigmented, and it's matte, and it just really looks good on the skin. And what you can do is also bring a little bit up here. I don't really like to put too much on my forehead, but if your forehead is more pushed back and it's bigger than mine, then definitely use some bronzer, and you can just tap it in right where the hairline is and come around. This will just carve everything out. And I'll go in with another brush and I'll just buff it. So typically I would leave it like this, but I'm going to add just a hint of color. So next I'm going to take this from Clove and Hallow. This is their blush in the shade Georgia. And I'm just going to put a drop right there and a drop right there on the apple of the cheek. Take my fingers and just blend that in gently. So it'll give me just a hint of color right in that area. Now, I do want to smoke out the under eye just a little bit, okay? So what I'm going to do is go back in with this eyeliner, and I'm going to put it on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take one of these shades and I'm going to just add it to the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with this shade again. Take it to the lower lash line and just blend that in. So when the eye look is done, now you can put lashes on after this if you like. I'm just not going to do it today because this is like an easy look. You can absolutely add whatever type of lashes you want. So with the brow area, I'm going to go back in with this shade right here and going to go in with that tapered brush and just gently clean this like that. You don't have to use concealer. You can just go right over it. With the brush. You know, as you age, too much structure in terms of how you do your eye makeup, sometimes it's too much and it makes you look older. So you kind of want to eliminate that. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight to the cheek area. So I picked up the CoverFx Rose Gold Bar Palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here. This way you can have a nice little glow on top of the matte. For lips, I'm going to go in with Kosas. I am obsessed with this shade for fall. This is the shade Undone. And this packs a serious punch in terms of consistency and pigment for the lip. So I don't even use a lip liner. So that's it. That completes the look on this easy smoky eye matte look for fall. I don't know if you guys want to see something a little bit more glamorous with some eyelashes and going into a full more glam look. I know that there's a large amount of you on here that do like that more natural, easy, sophisticated look and makeup, but I'm happy to cater to all of you. I do have a lot of other tutorials that are like super glam. You just have to let me know. They're there. We can, you know, I can link them down below. But this sums it up for an easy full look that you can take a smoky look anywhere with you. It gets a little intimidating, especially when you're not used to using, you know, deeper shades, but I feel like this is a great introduction, and Hynt Beauty just makes it super easy. CoverFx has a great foundation, and Kosas has some serious pigment on their lips that's just phenomenal. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please leave a comment down below. I'll have more details on my blog post on all the products and, you know, my thoughts on certain things. So please go check that out at glowandglam.net. And then don't forget to follow me at Makeup by Josephine on Instagram, because I usually post a lot more stuff in my stories there than here. I'm on there a lot more often. So leave some comments and let me know if you have any questions and what you'd like to see next. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.